Well, just over 12 hours since their last meeting and the end of the third period. These two teams will face off once again here on High Button Sports. It's the Kings Hockey Club and St. John Vitos from the Q-Plex in Quispamsis, New Brunswick. My name's Dayton Camo, welcoming you inside. We'll get your starting goaltenders in just a moment as teams get ready to skate towards center ice. Things were getting heated and warm up after, you remember, back to last night, a bump laid by Vitos captain Trip Livingstone was the factor that sent Jaden Weston off the ice late in the game, and Weston not in the lineup this morning. So the Kings making sure they let the Vitos know they'll be coming to play here early in this one. This one's played all the way down the ice by the Vitos. An icing call will bring us our first whistle 40 seconds into this one. George Maninik between the pipes for the Kings, and Sam Millier on the other end of the ice for the Vitos. We'll get set to Millier's blocker side for the draw. This one back to the point, and Amiro keeps it in while taking a bump from Livingstone. Cormier sends a high floater out to center ice. Amiro gets a stick on it. Livingstone gives chase, and this one bounces off his shin pad back into the defensive zone. Corkum there to pick it up. He goes cross ice to Amiro, but taken away. Cooling sends one in. That's just wide of the net on the far side. And O'Toole battling over there with Dag. O'Toole picks it up in the defensive zone. Goes cross ice to Sutter McQuaid. And McQuaid will start out from his own zone through to center. That one's played onto the stick of Lively. And Dag will start up, drops it back for Cooling. He looks for an option, but that one's right off the pad. At the point, Shanks to Cooling. That one's off the blocker. Great look from Grayson Shanks, cross ice. And another one down low to Carson O'Toole. Shanks had a bumpy night last night, a broken stick, a couple of stingers, but already looking A+ here tonight, or this morning rather. Dag will send one up the wall. Bellier there after it. He gathers it up in the top of the circles. But his shot off the blocker, and now it's on the half wall. Bellier will pick up that loose puck once again. And now Shanks at the point. Walks the line, but that one off his shin pad and back out to center ice. Bellier up through center. Has to touch up. Pearson trying to break in. He dumps it into the corner. Amiro there for it. Around to Mason Cole. Off a stick up through center. Lemoyne sent one cross ice. He opened the scoring yesterday for the Vitos, but this one bounces past Sidarik at the point. In alone goes Talon Pearson. He's taken down. No call on the play as he runs into Maninik. Now back behind the net. Pearson in a puck battle. Lemoyne able to pick it up, and he goes cross ice, swinging this one to LeBlanc. Up ahead for Mason Cole. That one's off a shin pad of Jake Arbo. And now Max McKinnon from his own end. McKinnon's got 22 points on the season. Sits third on this Vitos team in points. First in the league by defenseman. Jordan Jackman now, though, walking back in. Scores! A quick one from Jordan Jackman. Walks into the offensive zone, rips it past the blocker of Saint-Milier. And we have a 1-0 lead for the Kings. Just over 3.5 into this first period. Off the draw, Cormier picks it up, goes up through center. That one poked ahead. Godin gets a stick on it, plays it further ahead through center. Up through center, Jackman now picks it up. Back to Glover, who sends one up the wall. This one's back into the offensive zone. Cormier leaves it for Godin. Jackman able to pick that puck up. Cormier up the wall, chips it up through center. Whitaker's got to get a stick on that one. And he bumps it into the offensive zone. Ahern gives chase down behind the net. Slavuta able to pick this one up behind the net. He'll work up the half wall, dropping. And this one sent cross ice for Amiro. McQuaid's pass for Wilson taken away, and now the work back up through center. This is Jacob Greeley chipping it ahead. Now a puck battle in the near side corner. Cameron Wilson back up top to Shanks at the point. That shot right into the glove of Maninik. And he'll hold on for the face-off. Shots are 4-1 in favor of the Vitos, but like they say, it only takes one. And the Kings are up 1-0 thanks to the lone shot on net and the lone goal from Jordan Jackman. Lively and Greeley on the draw, and Lively wins that one to the corner, but Cameron Wilson first on it. Wilson walks out from the half wall, back to the point to Grayson Shanks. He sends one through, but it's off a stick and deflected high. McQuaid down low. Picked up by the captain, Livingstone, sent back to Greeley. And now a chance away for Frazier. Walking in, and that's turned aside by Millier. Frazier's got that heavy shot. We saw him walk in and score the game winner last night. And he almost found himself all alone and putting them up 2-0, but Saint-Milier able to stop that one and shut the door. Now off the draw, the Vito is able to play this one all the way out to center, and it ends up down low. Carson O'Toole first on it. That puck's poked off his stick. Daigle will try to work in there and take this one free. O'Toole and Daigle will have this one chipped by them. It's out to center, and Lemoyne working into the offensive zone, trying to get something going for the Kings, but McKinnon on it. Up the wall to Cooling. That shot off a blocker wide. Cooling in front. Back out top to Arbo. Cross ice to Max McKinnon. He'll walk. Drop for Cooling. He makes a move, but Romaine able to take this one away. Cross ice. Nash Neufeld. Gonna take a bump from Arbo. He's separated from the puck, and Arbo goes into the slot. It's off his skate and into the back of the net. Nash Neufeld picks up the second of the game for the Kings off a turnover in the Vito zone, and just like that, it's 2-0 in a game that is very much crucial for the Vitos in the standings. Luca Riva going to get set to go back in net here. Vitos looking for a little spark. While Reba gets ready, we'll take a look at the standings. I'll show you what I mean here. The updated standings, the Highlanders jumped over the Vitos last night with a win over the Bucks. The Bucks can kind of keep the Highlanders right where they are with a win over them today at Al McInnes Sports Center. And the Kings could jump over the Vitos with the 2 points here today. They would tie the Vitos in the standings, but with the head-to-heads, I believe they would jump into fourth and move the Vitos down to fifth. Not somewhere where the Vitos would like to be. They've been in this top quartet all season long. Now Cormier from the point. That one's off of pad. Glover picks it up in the defensive zone. Cutler gives chase down low, as well as Talon Pearson. Up the wall. That one's taken away. Back out to the point. Bellier goes cross ice to Cormier. He chips it high into the zone. Romain therefore, he takes a bump from Pearson, and Jordan Jackman flips this one out to the point. Cormier unable to keep this one in, and he just chips this one back up the wall. Jackman in through center, working in on Cormier. That one's off the leg of Cormier and back out to the top of the zone. Jackman sends one in, and pad save by Riva, and the rebound goes off the post. Cormier picks one up off the wall. He goes, but out to center. It's held in at the line by Romain, and his shot floated on, held on to by Luca Riva. And with 12:01 to go here in the first frame, another defensive zone draw coming here for the Vitos. The Kings now leading the shot department 6-5. And it'll be Lively and Ahern on the draw. Lively wins it back out to center. Trip Livingstone gives chase on Scott Corkum down low. Worked back into the Kings zone momentarily before it's worked to center. Cross ice for Slavuta. He takes a bump and he's sent to the ice by Sutter McQuaid. Now McQuaid picks it up in his own zone. Out to center. Works by Slavuta. Now Whitaker on the far side. Tried to send one through to center. McQuaid picks it up at the point. That one's just high and wide. Labeled for that top far corner. McQuaid working in, trying to pinch down on Scott Corkum. He'll go the other way. Work back behind his own net. Corkum out through center. That one's onto the stick of Canham Chisholm. And they'll work in 2-on-1. Chisholm scores! Camden Chisholm converts on the 2-on-1. And it's a 3-0 lead here early for the Kings Hockey Club. Off the wall, this one's sent. O'Toole picks it up, sends a shot that's turned aside by Meninick. Kept it at the line by Max McKinnon in through the slot at the top of the circle. O'Toole tried to let one rip, but played all the way back out to center. It's off the glass, picked up by Lemoyne, and he'll reset back behind his own net. 10 minutes to go here in the second frame, or the first frame rather. And Makar Sidark elects to go back behind his own net. He's pinched off the puck by a couple of Vitos. Wilson tried to wrap one. And now Frazier out to center will chip one ahead. Lemoyne racing after it. Icing is waved off. And now Greeley picks up the puck. He's pinned to the boards by LeBlanc. This one's picked up by Arbo, and he goes back for Max McKinnon. McKinnon floats a high pass out to center. O'Toole stopped up. And now kicked into the zone. It's offside. Vitos have to touch up. O'Toole gives chase now. And now a chance up front. O'Toole tried to snap that one on. It knocked the net off the moorings from the push of George Meninik. And we will get a face-off right back to the glove side of the Kings goaltender. It's Jackman and Cooling on the draw. And Jackman wins this one back around the wall. Cormier keeps it in at the line momentarily. Cooling and Livingstone back out there together, looking to get some offense going for the Vitos. With Alexander Dagla. That one in front, turned aside. Livingstone pinned along the wall. Jackman comes in to help out. And he'll send this one back around for Jacob Amiro. The all second year line out here for the Vitos, trying to get something going. A little veteran presence on the ice will look to start something. Shanks plays one up to Livingstone. He backhands one ahead to Jason Cooling, but a penalty coming now. And Grayson Shanks will head off now. And now Trip Livingstone's going to get one as well. So 5-on-4 here for the Kings. Shanks has the 2. Trip Livingstone will be gone for the rest of the period in a minute and a half or so of the second. As Lemoyne picks it up from the point, his shot goes over the net. Slavuta back up top to Sidarik. That shot off the blocker of Riva. Picked up off the wall, it goes by Pearson and sent down the ice. Meninik leaves it there for Sidarik. Now cross ice, Lemoyne picks it up, tries to walk back across the ice. He goes to Slavuta, down low for Cole. Back up top, Sidarik drops for Lemoyne. His shot wide of the net and rims all the way back up top to the point, but kept in momentarily. And Cutler will play this down the ice. Lemoyne pressured by Ahern down low, has this one poked off his stick. He goes back across to Sidarik. That one intercepted by Sean Ahern. He'll play it down low for Greeley. Greeley poked off the puck, and now he'll regain possession. It's Ahern working in to the forehand, and that one's into the glove of Meninik. Ahern was all over the puck last night, and he worked in with a great shorthanded chance. And now a face-off back to the glove side. Greeley and Ahern still out there for the Vitos, shorthanded. At the point, Arbo will send this one back into the King zone. Jackman drops for Jacob Amiro, working up through center. And a drive wide into the front of the net. That one's turned aside by the pad of Riva, and the net knocked off its moorings. And a whistle will come. 16 seconds left on the penalty to Grayson Shanks. Cormier, McQuaid with Bellier and Wilson out here on the penalty kill for the Vitos. Jackman and Bellier will face off. Jackman wins it back to the point to Amiro. That one's sent off the pad of Luca Riva and into the half wall. Jackman picks it up off the top of the zone. He walks, being watched closely. This one picked up by Grayson Shanks. He's got a chance in all alone. Turns away and had Jackman working in all over him. And now Jackman trying to work back in. Poke check by Riva and another block save on the rebound. Great chance from the Vitos. Jordan Jackman, the quick legs, able to turn one back the other way. And Luca Riva with a poke check. And then a blocker save to turn 2 away in tight. And the face-off will come back to the blocker side. Daigle. They'll face off against Lively and win this one back to the corner. Wilson chips this one down the ice. And the icing waved off as Romaine goes back to pick it up. But it's onto the stick of Neufeld. And an easy breakout here for the Kings is Chisholm. Pokes one further ahead. And now Daigle will try to send this one up the near side wall. He runs into traffic. Now played back up the wall. This one gets played back into the Vito zone and out to center Godin. Plays one into the offensive zone. A penalty coming now to the Kings. And now another slash from Lemoyne there on the leg of Wilson. A trip, though, will be the call to Cade Romaine. He doesn't like it. But when do you like the penalty call? The Vitos will send out the power play unit of O'Toole, Bellier, and Cooling. Whitaker and Cormier as well. And off the draw, played back to the point. Cormier to O'Toole, cross ice. O'Toole drops for Cooling. O'Toole falling, couldn't get a stick on this one. And it's played down the ice. Cormier from his own zone will start up. Up the wall to Whitaker. Kicks this one ahead. Cole gonna get there first, but it's poked ahead into the feet. Played out front. Whitaker trying to get a stick on it, but Mason Cole able to work it to the line, but not past Noah Cormier. As Bellier works in, makes a move, plays it back to Cooling at the point. He'll fire, and that one's turned aside into the corner. Back up top for Noah Cormier. Across for Cooling. He'll fire to the far side. That one just missed the far side post. O'Toole leaves it for Cormier, who drops for Cooling. Shots again. And that one turned aside by George Maninik into the pad. And he'll hold on. 52 seconds left on the power play for the Vitos. And we'll send out the second unit here. A little bit of a mix-up. Trip Livingstone in the box, so obviously can't use their captain here on the man advantage, where they obviously love to. And the league's leading point-scoring defenseman comes out in Max McKinnon to try and get something going from the back end. Alexander Daigle pins his man to the wall. That's Amiro. Up the wall for Sutter McQuaid. He goes across for McKinnon. McKinnon trying to walk the line, find a lane. He still has it, goes down low to McQuaid. McQuaid working and scores! Sutter McQuaid gets the Vitos on the board, a power play goal. And for the third straight game, a defenseman gets the scoring started for the Vitos. Off the draw, McKinnon works up through center. Into the offensive zone. Cutler gives chase. Pearson now on the far side. Cutler now trying to get in there, but it's picked up by the Kings, and Culp will reset. And now played all the way back out to center. Arbo picks up in his own zone. He'll try and make a couple of escape turns and shake off LeBlanc. And now Ahern up through center, trying to get past a couple of Kings players. He ran into traffic and chipped one into the corner. It's dropped there for Pearson, and that one's out of his reach. So Amiro spins it up, and down the ice it goes. All the way back out for Pearson now as he gets that pass from goaltender Luca Riva. Pearson into the corner, drops it for Arbo, and that one's sent to the front of the net. He scores! That was that for her first period. 5 goals, and just like that, the Vitos are back within 1 here at the Qplex. A little bobble along the goal line. Jake Arbo just looking to send one to the front of the net, and it's always a good idea. You never know what can happen, and this one crosses the goal line, and just like that, the Vitos starting to close the gap. They're feeling it. But the Kings still up by 1 here in the first period. Carson O'Toole now working in. He's closed off by Makar Sidarik on the far side. Out front, Wilson to Cooling. That one taken away. Wilson able to pinch back in. It's kicked ahead into traffic by Lively. But Cooling working back out. That one into traffic. Cooling just couldn't get that one to go. It's back to Godet. They'll send that one through. It's bounced off the pad in front. And Menenik will cover that up. 1:55 to go, and the Vitos back in the lead in the shot department, 15-11. While they inch closer to that tie game, it's 3-2 for the Kings after the latest from Jake Arbo. Now a chance. That one sent through the crease. Godin back into the far side corner. Cormier picks it up, slaps one towards the net. It's taken away in front by Amiro. And now Lemoyne works one back into the offensive zone. Dangle there first on it. Slavuta tried to play one back to the point. It's past Glover. And now back out for Jacob Amiro. Glover has it. He tries to spin back and hit Amiro with that one. He makes a couple of moves, and Cole was almost all the way on a breakaway there, but Arriva able to play one out of danger, but Colt to Amiro, and that one blocked. Now Corkum walking the line, plays one down to Jacob Amiro. And with 50 to go, things are starting to heat up here in the third period. It's played back up the wall. Mason Cole down low to Lemoyne. Goes cross ice and they score. Just like that, it's a 4-2 game. 40 seconds left to go here in this opening frame. So Corkum puts the Kings up by a pair here again, but this one taken away by Arbo, sent towards the front of the net. And now at the point, LeBlanc trying to play this one ahead. McKinnon gets a skate on it, and it's poked ahead by Greeley. 10 to go. Sidarik will walk behind his own net. Pressured by Cutler, and lifts this one to the point. McKinnon banks this one down, and that'll do it for the first frame. So through 20 minutes of play here at the Q-Plex, it's a 4-2 lead for the Kings Hockey Club over the St. John Vitos. Stay tuned to High Button Sports. We'll be right back with the second period. Welcome back inside the Q-Plex in Quispamsis for the second period of play between the Kings Hockey Club and the St. John Vitos. The Kings lead the Vitos 2-0 through the first few minutes, and then the Vitos able to get back on the board after a 3-0 lead, a 3-2 lead, and then the Kings were able to double back up. And now they lead 4-2 as we start this second period here. Samalia back in the net for the Vitos. And we're off here as the Vitos trying to work in offensively off the draw, but O'Toole had that one knocked off his stick. And now Culp sends one just on that far side, wide of the blocker. It's sent down low. LeBlanc, he's able to pick it up, and he'll go back to Culp, sending that one back to the point to Glover. Sends a shot off the foot of Carson O'Toole. O'Toole taken down, no call, and Cooling working back into the offensive zone. He's stripped by Jordan Jackman. Now Daigle able to poke that one off the stick of Jackman, but Jackman will send this one down the ice, and that one will be an icing call. Some more action across the league today. The first game underway at 10:30 up in Cape Breton and Port Hood. The Martello Buccaneers down 2-1 to the Cabot Highlanders right now, and the other one at the Member 2 Sport and Wellness Center later on at 12:30 between the Voyageurs and the Jets, along with this one right here, of course. Bellier now sends one wide of the net. It's picked up by McQuaid, and his shot is off a shin pad back out to center. Shanks to Bellier, and now Greeley will dump it in. After the next whistle, Vito's captain, Trip Livingstone, should be just about able to get back to play here after serving his 10-minute misconduct. Sutter McQuaid in the corner, sends his man into the wall, and Slavuta favoring his arm will head off. Greeley picks it up. Wilson in the corner to Greeley. Behind the net, he picks it up, kicks one to Bellier, and Bellier goes back down behind the net. Wilson picks it up and leaves it there. Greeley in a puck battle with Lemoyne. It's picked up by Wilson. He'll spin off the check, try to send it down low, and now poked far side. Mason Cole on it, and he'll work in. Trying to snap one on. Millia's got the glove ready, and he'll hold on. 17:36 to go here in this first period. Trip Livingstone heads back onto the bench here for the Vitos. Off the face-off, played up to center. And poked in front. Cutler tried to get one to go, and now he's going to get a penalty. And now there might be coincidentals as Cutler ran into Meninek, and then Corkum sent Cutler to the ice. Not sure Cutler knows he's going to get one. He heads off to the bench, but the boys will let him know he's heading off along with Scott Corkum. So 2 each. One for the goal center interference, one for the cross check, I would assume. So on the far side, Jordan Jackman and Alexander Daigle will face off. The face-off won by Jackman. Poked ahead. Arbo in the corner. He's first to it, but it's in the feet of Jackman. Poked ahead for Chisholm. Now Arbo trying to poke this one around the wall. Jackman first to it. But Daigle will poke this one out to the line. It escapes the zone. And Amiro will be forced to work this one back in. Across the line, picked up by Livingstone. Tries to work his way into the offensive zone. Snaps a shot off the skate of Sidaruk. And now down low, Livingstone taken down. Net off the moorings. Mininik pointing to the referee. And now LeBlanc. Down low. Chance out now for Livingstone. He works in. Cross for Daigle. That one just rolls off his stick. Mininik behind the play had to put the net back on the moorings himself. Trying to get the referee's attention. Couldn't do it. And now Sidaruk plays one back around the wall. Picked up by Landon Culp on the near side. He goes cross ice after taking a bump from Livingstone. This one's out to center for Cole. And played down into the corner for Cormier. They'll take a bump, but make a play, playing this one back out to the top of the zone. A floater goes into the wall, and now Cormier pokes this one ahead for Livingstone. He chips this one ahead. Now Glover takes his man down, but Wilson able to stay right on that puck. A dog on a bone mentality from Cameron Wilson. Now Cormier trying to chip out of that one, keep that ahead, but Lemoyne with speed working into the offensive zone. He's first on it. Drops it back down low for Romaine. But Cooling flips it back out to center. And no ice as it's waved off by the linesman. Glover back out to center, drops for Romaine and plays one ahead. It's Lively. Now Frazier to the slot. Picked up by Romaine. That one wide of the net along the ice. Frazier picks it up before O'Toole comes in to try and work it the other way for the Vitos. Frazier walks out from the slot. That one wide of the net on the far side. Picked up by Slavuta. Into the slot. Poked off the stick. And O'Toole had the stick poked right out of his hands. The penalty coming now. And the Vitos will have a chance on the man advantage. Ben Frazier slash the stick right out of the hands of Carson O'Toole. And with 14:15 to go in the second frame, Vito's power play will ensue. And the faceoff coming to the blocker's side of Mininik. Mininik has to take his sweater right off. He's got a chest protector problem down there, something with his gear going on, so he'll take a moment. Usually this would be the time they would say, this is why you have two goaltenders. But Mininik looks to be getting set. Mininik grabs the jersey, puts it back on, maybe buying a little time for his team before they try and kill this penalty. The two captains will square off the draw. So Mininik set. Livingstone and Jackman will do the same. And they'll get set to dig in here for this face-off to the blocker side of George Mininik. Jackman wins the draw. It's put into the corner. Sidarak pins it to the wall. And now a penalty coming to Livingstone. A head contact penalty coming. So a 2-minute for head contact and some 4-on-4 will open up some extra ice here. Sutter McQuaid, Kaysen Cooling, Alexander Daigle, and Noah Cormier. The quartet for the Vitos with Jackman, Neufeld, Sidarak, and Romaine. For the Kings. Face off to the glove side of Saint-Millier. Jackman kicked out of the draw. It has to be Romaine to take it. Tied up off the draw. Played back to the point. Sidarak holds. Tries to find an option. Plays one around the wall. It's off the stick of Cooling. And out to center. Cooling corrals, and they'll look to start up from center. Across to Cormier. He's got Cooling going to the back post. Sent that one in. Cormier in the slot. Back up top to McQuaid. Down low, Daigle. Back up top for McQuaid. He'll walk across, and Cormier tried to pinch in. This one taken by Daigle, and he'll work his way back out to center. Cross ice for Cormier, and poked ahead for Cooling. Last man back, Kaysen Cooling will stop up. Go cross ice for Cormier, and he'll work his way into the offensive zone. Cormier ahead for Cooling. Now that one picked up back behind his own net. Romaine out to center. But that one picked up by Cormier, and he'll go cross ice for Cooling. Dag walks in, picks it up, and now a penalty coming to Cooling. And now the two leagues leading point scorers will sit side by side in the penalty box. Max McKinnon looking for an explanation from the referee, and he'll get one. Probably not the one he's looking for, but that'll do. And the Vitos now down 4-on-3. A 4-on-3 advantage here for the Kings in the face-off to the glove side of Millier. Greeley plays it to McKinnon, and he lifts one back out to center. Greeley into the zone, off the draw. He stops out at the top of the circles and won't go as far as the hash marks. Lemoyne into the offensive zone. Frazier back onto the ice, so 12 seconds in the penalty to Livingstone, and that one is turned aside by Millier with 12:09 to go in the second period. Back of the dot, Greeley and Lemoyne on the draw once again. Lemoyne wins it. And Corkum leaves it for Frazier. He'll walk in, send a shot into the midsection of Millier, and that one's out to the top of the zone. Walking in is Amiro. He'll walk, shot off the post, and Lemoyne gets the rebound. That one's off the crossbar and up out of play. 11:51 to go. Millier said it went off his helmet. Cole working in against Ahern on the draw. And Ahern able to win that one back into the corner. Arbo tried to send this one up ahead, gets back to the point and escapes the line. Amiro back from his own end will start up and moves it ahead for Frazier. 45 seconds on the penalty to Cooling. And this one slapped down the ice by Talon Pearson. Amiro trying to work this one up the wall. McKinnon gets a stick on it. He'll play it off the glass and back down the ice. McKinnon will head off for a change. Shanks will take his place. It's played back into the corner, but picked up quickly by Amiro and worked ahead. Amiro spins, works around the top of the zone, but Cameron Wilson's going to work in all alone. Wilson to the breakaway. That one's turned aside by Meninick off the blocker. Cooling back out there. They'll try and send one towards the net. That one's off the shoulder of Meninick into the corner. Wilson first to it. He's taken down, and Frazier will ice this one. And now Millier went for it. The linesman waved it off. We'll probably go to center here as we get set for this draw. Almost midway through the first, or this second period rather. It's 10:27 left to go. Lively will face off with Alex Keller. Grayson Shanks picks it up, goes D to D. Sutter McQuaid back up through center. Into the corner, McQuaid trying to find an option, goes back to the point to Bellier. He walks, fires, that's off the blocker of Meninick and picked up on the near side by Landon Cole. Now Shanks picks it up in the defensive zone, trying to find an option. He goes up the wall for Daigle. Daigle up the wall even further. Into the offensive zone it goes. Wilson giving chase, trying to find an option up front. And that one just off a stick and wide. Bellier point blank trying to get one to go. Now worked up the wall. Shanks works back. Sends a bump into Lively, but Lively into the corner. Met there by Godin. This one played all the way around the wall. Gets past Romaine at the point. And down into the offensive zone once more. Out to center. Almost taken away there by Daigle. Just couldn't get a stick on it. Wilson. Up the wall. Back down into the corner. Now Slavuta picks it up. Trying to shelf it on the far side. Couldn't get it to go. It's Neufeld. Back behind the net. Picked up by Godin. And he'll go off the glass down the ice. And the close linesman says that's an icing call. So back down to the veto zone we'll go. 4-2 the Kings lead. 19-17 the shots on net. We'll check in on the game in Port Hood. That one's still a 2-1 lead for the Cabot Highlanders over the Marcello Buccaneers. The Highlanders looking to take 2 more points from the Bucks, and if they do, they'll move themselves 2 more points ahead of the Vitos, 3 points in total. So the Vitos will sit at 37, and the Highlanders will sit at 40. This one's played ahead to O'Toole. He walks in, and that shot is off the stick of Meninick and played up into the glass. We'll get another face-off. We'll take a look at the upcoming schedule again for the Vitos. Last night they played, it was a win for the Kings Hockey Club. And today it's a 4-2 lead for the Kings Hockey Club. And then next weekend they'll do the same, a doubleheader against the Eastern Dukes. And this one quickly played off the draw. And Meninik will hold on once again. At the point, Arbo plays this one into the offensive zone. Giving chase down low is Case and Cooling. Cooling trying to walk out from the half wall. It's taken away by Lemoyne. Now finally worked free. Lemoyne going to get a stick on it. Plays it out to center. Taken away by Arbo. Works towards the net. Try to play it to Cooling. Back door. And that one's in front. Taken away by Amiro. In the feet now. And Cooling going to get a stick on it. Plays it down low. It'll work out to the top of the zone. Cooling works around and try to get himself into a shooting lane. But maybe worked himself too far over to the far side. Now Max McKinnon. Up through center. Skating up. McKinnon makes a move. Backhands one towards the front of the net. And that one just out of the reach of anybody in a Vitos jersey. A penalty coming now to the Vitos. Livingstone gives a bump down low. On the half wall, it's Greeley who touches up. And now a hooking call coming to Jake Arbo. So the Vitos, a 4-minute penalty to Jake Arbo. And a double minor will send the Kings back to the power play. A spearing call to Arbo will send him to the box. A shot from Frazier off a leg and wide. Back up top. Amiro. Walks around to the back of the net. Tried to wrap one out front. It's onto the stick of Ahern, and this one's going to be played down the ice. Out to play it goes Meninik. As Pearson chasing down on him, had to play it further up the wall, and that helped out the captain, Jordan Jackman, as he walks in and tries to set up here in the power play. Jackman to Frazier. That one turned aside off the pad of Millier. Back up top for Jackman. Walks around the top of the zone. He drops. Corkum now to Frazier. Frazier up top. Sends one around, and that's swallowed up by Millier in front. And now another penalty coming, I would assume, out of that. Maybe. We'll see what the officials say, and yeah, they will take Grayson Shanks from that. He's going to get a 10. So some lengthy penalty kill time here for the Vitos. 4 minutes up on the board to Grayson Shanks. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left on the penalty to Jake Garbo. Two defensemen in the box. They're left with 4D out here. And Slavuta picks it up for the Kings. Goes cross ice to Lemoyne, and now Romaine gonna get one. So Romaine gets his second of the game, and this will bring the face-off all the way down to the King zone rather. And now for the second time this game, we'll get some 4-on-3. 2 minutes for Romaine, so he'll sit. Four on three for 2 minutes. Romaine sits for the slash. Lemoyne. Cross ice to Slavuta down low. And that one put back door and wide of the net. A wide open net. And a hit onto Wilson. That one right onto the numbers and no call. And they score. So Lemoyne goes upstairs. Wilson with some words for Lemoyne. And now Wilson will head off to the box. So Trip Livingstone will get some clarification from the referee out at center ice. 4:27 left on the clock here, and both teams will gather at center ice. So it will remain 4-on-3. Off the draw, Cooling will send one down the ice. Amiro picks it up, drops for Jordan Jackman. Stick knocked right out of the hands of Kason Cooling, no call as Jackman walks back into the offensive zone. Cooling tried to work that puck free. And now out front, Cooling trying to work away, but right on him was Jackman. Cooling able to play it down the ice. And now Jackman from his own end will start up. Flying down that far side in those all-white skates. Jordan Jackman drops it off for Amiro. Up top, he drops for Glover. And Glover's pass just escapes the zone. And the Kings will have to reset back out to center. And Amiro walks back into the offensive zone. Cross ice. Sidarik picks it up on the far side. He'll go in tight for Amiro. Boy, that one's right into the glove of Sam Millier. And he'll hold on for the faceoff. Jacob Greeley will come out and replace Kason Cooling here on the penalty kill. Max McKinnon and Sutter McQuaid on the points. Two defensemen, Grayson Shanks and Jay Garbo, still remain in the box, along with Cameron Wilson. Now McKinnon, the defenseman, will come in to take the draw. This one's one back to the point. McQuaid gets a stick on it, pokes it back out to center. And McQuaid gets a stick on it, works into the offensive zone. Back in his own end. Off to McKinnon, and Max McKinnon will send it down the ice. up ahead to Newfield. This one waved off, called no ice, and Cormier will pick this one up, sending it down the ice. Teams finally back to even strength. This one worked in. Bellier giving chase, and Minnick will hold on for the draw. 2:24 left to go in the middle frame. It's a 5-2 lead for the Kings. And this one has been chippy, to say the least. We expected nothing less after the ending from last night's game. Trip Livingstone will face off with Ethan Lemoyne. Lemoyne wins the draw, goes up the wall, and this one's picked up by Lemoyne. Cormier goes cross ice. Now into the zone, they work in. It's Frazier, but it's quickly worked back out to center. Livingstone with Bellier to the back door. Livingstone turned aside. That one's kicked on, and Minnick trying to pounce on that one. Livingstone dug it free, but you play to the whistle, and that's what Livingstone did. Bellier, O'Toole, Livingstone out here with Cormier and going at the points. It's one back behind the net, picked up by Cade Romaine. He'll work it forward up the wall to Colt. And now at the line, Cormier will send it back in, and the Vitos will get back on the attack. Behind the net, Livingstone on the far side, down low to O'Toole in front. Bellier couldn't get a stick on that one. Now Bellier back to the point. Cormier sends one across to Godin. He sends a shot through, that's wide of the net. And Bellier picks it back up, down low in the corner. He intended that one for Livingstone, but it's worked out by Lemoyne. He drags, fires, that one's turned aside by Cormier, and it's played up into the netting by O'Toole. Face-off will come back down to the glove side of Sam Millier. 1:08 left to go here in the second period. McKinnon from his own end trying to work one forward. He runs into Jackman at the point. And now poked ahead up into the stands on the far side by McQuaid. It'll be brought back into the veto zone for the faceoff with 53 to go. Off the drop, Jackman back to the point. That one makes its way into the corner, and that's slapped by Mason Cole back out to the point. This one back into the corner again. Pearson picks up for the Vitos, sends it ahead. Whitaker gives chase. Down low. Back out to center. Cole racing after it with 30 to go. Drops back for Jackman. That one taken away. It's Whitaker. Back out to center. Now Ahern goes cross ice, picked up by McQuaid, drops back, picked up by Ahern. He walks in, that one in front, turned aside off a body and down the ice with 5 to go for the icing. That'll be called. 4 left on the clock. Just enough time for something to happen, maybe a set play off the draw here. We'll see how the Vitos line up off the draw. It'll be Daggle working in against Jordan Jackman. And I'll send this one down the ice. And that'll do it for the second period of play here at the Qplex. It's a 5-2 lead for the Kings Hockey Club over the St. John Vitos. We'll be right back with the third period of play, so stay tuned. Jaden Camo saying welcome back inside the Q-Plex in Quispamsis, New Brunswick for the third period of play between the Kings Hockey Club and the St. John Vitos. 20 minutes between a bus ride home to Sackville and the Kings Hockey Club, and they'll hope it's a quick 20 minutes, but for the Vitos, they'll hope to make this as long as possible. They're down 3, and they need one quick. An icing call off the draw will send us back down 200 feet, just 7 seconds into this period. Sidarik at the line. He's hit there by Livingstone on the far side. Wilson gives props from the box. Wilson serving a 10 that he picked up in the second period. Cross ice, his pass for Livingstone. Intercepted by Sidarik. And McQuaid will work it back in on the far side. Sidarik first to it. It's kicked back down into the zone for Livingstone. Cooling in the slot, trying to work free. But that one's played off the stick and worked across ice. Back for Cooling. It's into the offensive zone, and that's going to be called an icing. And we'll work back down into the Vito zone. So 2 quick icings charged to St. John early in this third period. Cooling just unable to get the right side of the red there. Greeley on the draw against Lively. And Lively wins this one to the half wall. Frazier with a new twig, or at least a new tape job, as the Vitos go back door. Kason Cooling flipped one ahead to trip Livingstone, and he made no mistake. He's got goals in back-to-back, and that's exactly what the Vitos needed to start this third period. They've cut the deficit back to 2. It's 5-3. Vitos control off the draw. Cormier goes cross ice to Jake Garbo. This one picked up at center by Amiro. He'll work back into the offensive zone. And this one's picked up on the back door by O'Toole. Sent back out to center. Amiro tried to send it back to a defense, but nobody really aware that Amiro was about to drop it. And so he'll have to start back from his own end. A pass up to Cole. Finds him in all alone. That one squeaks past Millier, but not past the iron. And Daigle will work up from his own zone. Alexander Daigle across the red line. The second-year forward will send a bump down there on a Romaine. O'Toole gives chase, and this one's picked up by Gaudin. Chip to the far side and out. Arbo will be first to it to play it into the offensive zone, but quickly back out to center for Tennyson Gaudin. He'll go up the wall, chipped in by Daigle. And now up for Jordan Jackman. Cross ice to Slavuta. This one's played in off the stick of Gaudin. Wide behind the net. Max McKinnon. Up through center. He'll skate up. That one's poked. Offside is the call. And a face-off will come to the far side right outside the Kings bench. Off the draw, this one's played back for Romaine. He'll go up the wall. And now Jackman working in 2-on-1 with Culp breaking back in. That one just played a little too far ahead. It's back out to center by McKinnon. Tennyson got in, picks it up behind his own net. And Max McKinnon able to back end one a little bit further, but can't escape the zone. This one's held in, but finally poked free on the far side. Calling for it is Cade Romaine. He plays one up, but that's picked up by Alex Cutler. Into the zone he goes, all the way around for Trip Livingstone. Livingstone into the slot. McQuaid trying to get after it. And now Livingstone going to get called again. We'll see what the official call is here on this one. A slash. Will send us back down into the Vitos zone. And not exactly what the Vitos needed on this one. The Kings will go back to the man advantage. Off the draw, Lemoyne tried to play one down into the zone, but Cormier able to ice this one. Kill some seconds here off the power play. Greeley giving chase behind the net shorthanded. He's done a good job of that so far the past 2 games, along with Shauna Hearn. This one's played cross ice, picked up by Sutter McQuaid and sent down the ice. Greeley giving chase again. He runs into the goal stick of Meninick, and he'll have to go back into the corner and pick that up as Mason Cole walks into the offensive zone. Once again, spinning, backdoor, the stick of a Hearn breaks that up, but the shin pad of Corkum keeps it in the zone momentarily, and then Jacob Greeley plays one back out to center. Now Lemoyne walking in, that shot's wide of the glove of Millier, and a high stick negated as this one goes down the ice. Cutler backing off the pressure from Frazier working in. He'll try to separate him from the puck, but Frazier, the big man, working around the zone, still got it. Finally worked free by Pearson on the far side. Chisholm back to the point. It's Jacob Amiro. He's going to walk and send one through. That's off a body and over the net of Millier. Arbo. He's worked off the puck, tied up down low with LeBlanc. And now Jackman goes back up top. Fake slap, and now a penalty coming down to the Vitos. Arbo pleads his case to the referee, who's tied up, but now a cross check coming to Jake Arbo. And that Vitos penalty box filling right back up. 4 seconds left to the penalty to Trip Livingstone. So 5-on-3 for 4 seconds. And maybe the Vitos will be able to hit their skipper flying out of the box here. Amiro and Frazier both well aware. And now out to center. Cooling trying to chop at that one. Cormier holds his man up at the line. It's McKinnon getting this pass. Livingstone trying to stretch this. Now Cormier pokes it up. It's off a shin pad and back to McKinnon. Off the wall. Cooling stops up. He's onside. And now Frazier in the corner. Played one out to the slot. Amiro first to it. And he's able to work up through center. This one through on net. Milio will hold on. And a face-off will come back down into the Vitos zone. Face off one back by the Kings. They'll go D to D. Sidaruk. His shot. High and wide. Must have hit something. It did. It got deflected out of play. So that shot into the netting. The face off will come back to the blocker's side. Around the net. Gonna plays it to McQuaid. Tried to make one too many moves in the defensive zone. It's tied up and now back to the point. Lemoyne fires and that's just wide of the net. Slavuta picks it up and that's off a shin pad back to Sidaruk. Now Slavuta and Sidaruk play pitch and catch on the near side. It's sent cross ice to Lemoyne. And Sidaruk gets the return feed. It's back down on the half wall. They'll swing as Slavuta and Lemoyne will switch up. This one turned aside by Milia in front. And sent out to center ice. Sidaruk will corral. 20 seconds left in the penalty to Arbo. And now Cole will send one into the offensive zone. On the far side, Lemoyne first on it. Romaine. As Arbo gets back onto the ice, Godin trying to slap at that one. Greeley gets a stick on it. He stops up. Greeley goes off the wall. O'Toole trying to race after this one, get a stick on it. But Amiro able to make a move and play that back out of danger. O'Toole still giving chase up through center, taken away offside as Bellier poked it free. And now Romaine on the far side, going to work up from his own zone into the slot. That's taken away and back to Amiro. And he'll find Romaine down low. Pass out front, taken away. And now back to the point. Now Culp. His shot turned aside in front. Bellier will turn. He's got Cormier to the far side. And now back behind the net, picked up by Alexander Daigle. Bellier up the wall. Daigle unable to chip it out of the wall, or out of the zone rather. It'll be held onto by Semlier. For the face-off, 11:15 to go here in the third period. Vitos down by 2, shots even at 24. And just like last night, the next one, obviously a big one. The goal for the Vitos would get them right back in it. And the goal for the Kings would just about put this one to bed. McQuaid on the far side to Pearson. Now back to McQuaid. He'll go around the end wall. Picked up by Godin on the near side. Chipped ahead to center to Whitaker. And now giving chase is Talon Pearson on the far side. Pearson intercepts down low and Amiro goes off the glass. And out to center. Godin has to reset for the Vitos. A hard pass down the ice. And that'll go for the ice. 10:39 to go in the third frame. So on the face-off, it'll be Lemoyne working in. He wins this one back. It's played back to the point. Sidaruk sends a shot wide of the blocker. And now Whitaker working in one-on-one with Sidaruk. Tried to find a lane. Whitaker sends one off the blocker of Mininik. Now Sidaruk picks this one up, plays it to Camden Chisholm, rather. And McQuaid works back into the offensive zone. Finds Cutler back in front. That one couldn't find a stick, and it's played back up the wall. McQuaid will bring this back out to center. And now Corkum in his own end will start the breakout. He finds Sidaruk. up the wall. It's back into the Vito zone now. Lemoyne, cross ice for Corkum. Working down, Cole, pad save, and Chisholm's shot blocked by Wilson in front. Another shot off the pad, backhander was blocked in front this time by Cutler. Now Livingstone. Tried to play one out to center, now it's Wilson who'll work this one in deep into the offensive zone. Meninick out to play it, Sidarik plays it back up the wall for Chisholm. And now Lemoyne. A long shot from distance off the wall, and Shanks with speed will work into the offensive zone. Grayson Shanks trying to find a line. He does. Gets through a couple of men down low, takes a bump, and this one's worked back to the corner, up the half wall now. Out to the top of the zone, McKinnon trying to walk and find a lane. He tumbles in the corner, picked up down low once again by McKinnon. Back up top for Livingstone, fires, that's off his skate. Now back up top, off the stick of Neufeld. Livingstone just couldn't corral that bouncing puck. Now McKinnon with speed. He's got to work his way into the zone. Makes a move. And now the stick of McKinnon sent into the stands. So penalty coming now to Alexei Slavuta. And this might just be what the Vitos needed, a power play late. McKinnon grabs his stick from over the boards. Cooling, Whitaker, and Bellier with Livingstone and Cormier. Face off back to the point. Just bounced over the stick of Cormier, and they'll set up at center. Noah Cormier trying to work his way through center. Had that puck knocked off his stick. Case and Cooling into the offensive zone. Chip back for Livingstone. Back down to Cooling. Cooling. Back up top. Tried to go to Cormier. That one will now be played to Cormier. Cooling trying to center one back across to Livingstone, but it's knocked off his stick. And he'll get that return feed from Bellier. Livingstone at the top of the circle. Rips one, that's turned aside, and the rebound sitting in front. Cormier walks in, and that's turned aside by Meninick. 1:06 left in the power play here for the Vitos. So a new quintuplet coming out for the Vitos. Daigle, Wilson, and O'Toole with McKinnon and McQuaid on the back end. It's Daigle and Lively who will face off. And it's back to McKinnon off the draw. He goes down to O'Toole. Back up top to McKinnon. Now O'Toole walks. Oh, just wide of the net. What a chance for Carson O'Toole. And now this one. Sent wide, and that's played down the ice. Some good penalty killing here by the Kings. 7 minutes left on the clock. And nothing able to beat Joseph Meninick recently. Now Wilson, he falls, but he's able to keep that puck in. Working in. Scores! What a play by Cameron Wilson on the ice. Keeps the play alive. And he walks, drags, and fires one through the 5-hole of Joseph Meninick. And with 6:39 to go, it's a 1-goal game. Now off the draw, the Kings control. It's Amiro. Cross ice to Frazier, and Wilson, a long shot in off the glass. Pearson's there. Poked it off the wall. Culp has it in front. Lemoyne was all alone. Could have been dangerous there. Cormier down low, looking for an option, sends it around the wall. And this one's poked at and sent back down behind the net. Cormier's got to be first to it. Poked ahead. Now Lemoyne sends a shot just wide on the far side. To it first is Amiro, and he keeps it in once again. Down low, Lemoyne picks it up. Now out to center. It's poked at once again. And now Shanks has it on the far side. He's working in. Sends one towards the net. It's bobbled. Now back down in the Vitos zone. Shanks makes his way back. And now on the near side, it's picked up by Tennyson Godin. His teammates telling him to skate it. And that he does. It's worked into the offensive zone. Cutler now at the point. Sends one back deep. First to it is Godin. Sends one towards the net in the back door. Cutler's there. But so is Meninik with the pad. And the net was knocked off the moorings as well. A face-off will come to the blocker side of Meninik. Cutler on the draw against Jackman. Jackman wins it, but it's sent up the wall, kept in at the line momentarily by the Vitos, and now McKinnon will work up on the far side, sending it back down deep. Bellier gives chase. He's got Whitaker and Cutler out there with him. Cutler back down low for Bellier. Bellier swings one out to the slot. Godin from the point. Sends one through. It's off the glove of Meninik and wide. And now back around the wall. Godin towards the net once more. McKinnon on that far side. Sends one back down for Whitaker. His shot turned aside by the stick of Meninik in front. It's played towards the net by Cutler. And back out to center. McKinnon. Up to Cutler, but Jackman gets his stick on it, and he's working himself away. And a glove save from Millier will hold on. And that'll bring us a face-off. 3:43 left to go in this the final period, rather. Case and Cooling. Trip Livingstone. Cameron Wilson. And the big dogs coming out to try and get something going here. Pass out to center. Wilson. He's got the Vitos within one here. He works in down low. Amiro picks it up. Pinching in on the far side is Cormier. And that one's kept in. McQuaid pinches in. Keeps it in again. That one's off the head of Cameron Wilson. Back out to center. And now into the Vito zone. Cooling stops up. And from his own end, he's got speed. We've seen him do this before. Case and Cooling. Drives in. Works in around the net, trying to wrap it. And he scores! We're not done yet. Case and Cooling ties it up. And just like that, we're all even at 5. Now off the draw, this one sent back into the Vitos zone and a backhand up the wall. We'll go into the Vitos bench for the faceoff, back down into the Vitos zone. And we are tied for the first time since opening puck drop. McKinnon behind the net, up the wall to Carson O'Toole. Ahead for Alexander Dagley. Tried to chip at that one. Just couldn't get that one free. It's O'Toole and Dagley double teaming on the pressure on the forecheck. But Slavuta works it up to Romaine. On the far side, Lemoyne picks it up. He's met there by Alexander Dagley. And now Max McKinnon back behind his own net. Goes around to Godin. Up the far side. Romaine slaps one around the wall. Godin able to keep it in. That one high and wide on the far side. Poked back towards the net. O'Toole's got it. And now down in the offensive corner. He'll get spilled, and this one will be worked back out to center. McQuaid pokes it in. The Vitos will touch up. And now working around the wall. Back out to center. Cormier goes cross ice to McQuaid, and he'll lift one in back behind Mahenick. Now Cormier pinching in, trying to keep this one alive. He does for a second, and Cooling does it on the second try. Cooling walked in, back door. This one turned aside by the pad of Mahenick. And now Cooling finds a man in the slot. That's Wilson. It rolled off his stick. And now back out to center. The Vitos touch up. This one's around the wall for Cooling once again. Cormier towards the net. That one tipped just high and wide. McQuaid on the near side. Back up the wall. McQuaid has it. Back for Cooling, but that one picked up by Frazier and sent ahead. Ben Frazier walking up through the center. He's met there by a couple of Vitos, making sure that he couldn't get a clear path to the net with 20 to go. Livingstone on the near side. He's got Wilson going to the net as well, but Jackman first to that puck. 10 on the clock. Down low, Wilson. He's worked to the ice, and that'll do it here in regulation. So no winner through regulation. We'll head off to overtime. We'll be right back here on High Button Sports. Stay tuned. Back to center ice we go. 3-on-3 overtime is on the docket. Lemoyne, Slavuta, and Amiro up against Cooling, McKinnon, and Tripp Livingstone. We're underway as Amiro picks it up for the Kings. Cooling walks into the offensive zone. Finds McKinnon at the point. McKinnon doesn't like what he sees. He works back out to center ice. Livingstone gets the pass from McKinnon. Goes across to Case and Cooling. And he'll work in with speed. Cooling. Backdoor. They score! Max McKinnon's second overtime winner here at home at the Q-Plex. And the Vitos will stay put right where they are in the standings. It's a 6-5 overtime win here from Quispamsis. My name's Dayton Camo for High Button Sports, saying thank you for tuning into this one. It's been a great weekend of hockey here from the Q-Plex. Two great games, and these two teams have split the weekend series. And we'll take a look at the Vitos' upcoming schedule. Like I said, next weekend, if you point your attention to the last two games on the schedule, the Eastern Dukes will come into town next weekend and take on the St. John Vitos. So a tough task next weekend as the top dogs in the league come into town. But for now, for High Button